3, find a number such that, notice there's our find a number such that again. So find a number, there's our directions. X equals the number. Such that means that we have equation coming up. This says such that if. Well, all right. Even worse English on this one. Such that if. All right. 5 times the number is decreased by 14. All right. So what we have here is an adverbial clause. How about that for some English for you? Adverbial clause. If 5 times the number is decreased by 14. So let's take a look just at that part. What does 5 times the number look like if x is the number?
5x.
5x. Is decreased by 14 looks like what?
Minus 14.
Minus 14. And that's the subtraction in the correct order. So when you see less than, it's subtraction in reverse order. When you see decreased by, it's subtraction in the order you're looking at. So first thing subtracted by the second thing. All right. If we do that, the result is, in other words, equals twice the opposite of the number. Now this happens a lot where we multiply by the opposite of the number. So if x equals the number, if this is true, that means that negative x is the opposite of the number. And if I multiply 2 times that, twice the opposite of the number, what's
negative
2 times?
2x.
Very good. 2 times negative x is negative 2x. It's better to write it as negative 2x than 2 parentheses negative x, or even worse, 2 negative x. I've seen people do that. This is still right, but then you still have to fix it, so that becomes this. But I've seen people do 2 negative x, and that means 2 minus x, not 2 times negative x. So be careful that if they're going to go to the trouble of saying some number, something times the opposite of number,
Put it in parentheses.
just twice means 2 times this, right?
Yep.
So 2 times negative x is negative 2x. Write it like that in the simplest form possible. That's what I want. All right. It just tends to cause fewer mistakes on your papers. So is everybody okay with the equation that we got there?
Yeah.
All right. Next. 5x minus 14 equals negative 2x. This time we have x's on both sides and only a number on this side. So I'm going to keep the number on the left. I'm going to move the 5x to the right. The 5x is positive, moves over as a negative. Anytime you move across the equal sign, you change the sign. I'm going to add or subtract based on sign, not for the fact that I'm saying minus 5x. I'm not going to subtract because of that. I'm going to look at a negative 2 and a negative 5 have the same sign, so I add them together. 5 is bigger, so it's negative. Negative 14 is the number left over there. Be cautious also of this. I've seen people do this in the past. 5x minus 14, that minus is attached to 14. It keeps that 14 as a negative number there. Divide both sides by negative 7. Always divide by the number that's there, including the sign. Negative 7 over negative 7 cancels out to 1. 14 over 7 is 2, and both signs being negative gets a positive.
Can you also do it the opposite way? Like, you'd add 2x.
Yep. So what Preston's question is, if we were right here, 5x minus 14 equals negative 2x. Preston wants to move the 2x over here. But keep in mind, if you do move the 2x over there, now this is the variable side of the equation. Here's my equal sign. Numbers have to be on the opposite side, so the 14 has to come over here. Make sure you move both things. So my equals is right here. I still have an x on one side. I still have a number on the other side. Divide both sides by 7, and that gets you still x equals positive 2. Take your pick on how you want to do it. You should get the right results, assuming you do everything correctly. But I've seen people do that, leave the 14 over there, and all of a sudden get the wrong sign on their answer. So make sure, if you put your finger or pencil or hand down or something like that between the pieces where the equal sign is, letter on one side, number on the other side should always happen before you start dividing.